Go and look at Kabutops' stats. Not bad, a little more speed than Amistar, and we also have 115 attack now, so it looks like we have a physical rock water Pokemon that's going to be trying to do some sweepy setups, and it has some good defenses as well, so that's what it gets for having all that armor stuff from evolving and being prehistoric and whatever. So rock water typing, we saw this with Amistar, fighting ground, grass, and electric weaknesses, resistances to normal flying, poison, fire, and ice, and an alright typing overall. So let's go into Pokemon Showdown because I'm excited for Kabutops that with that Swift Swim ability and the higher speed, it's going to be really strong. That I just gave it a couple of points in the speed, that way you outspeed Mega Manectric, and then you're just really good to go. That the hit point bulk is kind of like, hey, I can endure a hit as long as it isn't super effective. So as long as you don't get hit super, that's going to keep you alive with your good defensive bulk and okay special defense. And then your attack is going to be awesome. The idea here is use that speed, set up Swords Dance, use that speed again for Stab, Rock Slide, or a huge knockoff hit to KO your opponent with that Life Orb. And then with Swift Swim wears off, you have Aqua Jet to priority sweep your opponent as well and get some extra damage. That it's pretty much, again, with a lot of these Swift Swim Pokemon, it is awkward to ask, like, hey, you need to have another Pokemon setting Rain with a Damp Rock in singles, or this can work in doubles. That's going to be a ferociously strong Rock Slide, but if you're in doubles, I would recommend a Focus Sash. And if you have, like, all this setup going for you, it's going to be really awesome. But again, you need a Damp Rock or Drizzle Pokemon. It can work, though. Like, this Pokemon will hit very hard if you get it set up. Swords Dance with over 700 attack? Yeah, that's going to be nice. We also have the same idea, just Swift Swim with Choice Band, that it gives you one more option for Stab, that instead of having just Aqua Jet as your main water type move, you also have a very strong Waterfall that you can be dishing out, and instead of Rock Slide, it's going to be Stone Edge. So Stone Edge is a very strong move, higher base power, lower accuracy though, so if you want to take the risk, go for that Stone Edge, and yeah, knockoff's going to stay the same, and you're still going to have a lot of good hits overall. And even if you really like playing on the edge, Aqua Tail, I've seen people run Aqua Tail instead of Waterfall, 5 more power, 10% less accuracy. If it's worth it to you, more power to you, go for it. And then we also have an idea that I was cooking up that gives you the speed, doesn't rely on Rain, but kind of makes it to where you have to endure a physical attack. So, Jolly Nature, max speed, max attack investment, you come in on a physical Pokemon as like a revenge kind of idea, set up Swords Dance, get hit physically, weak armor procs, lowers your defense, boosts your speed by 1, Focus Sash keeps you alive, and then you have whatever coverage you want from here. And I think that could actually be really strong. You don't have that Rain reliance, and it gives you usage on your super high amount of attack, and it gives you a very good amount of speed as well. So it'll make you a very strong Pokemon. And I think that that's pretty awesome, that if you just... Who uses weak armor competitively? Well, a strong Kabutops can, and that would be awesome. So go for that strategy if you really want to be exciting. And then there's also a defensive wall kind of setup Pokemon that, much like Amistar, you have a good amount of defense. You can put some hit point defense investment, and then just kind of be a setup Pokemon. That with this, you can go for Swords Dance if they're not threatening you at all with physical attacks. Citrus Berry is also going to let you have setup, that you can use it to rapid spin off. That way you can get rid of Stealth Rocks and Spikes. Set up your own Stealth Rock, and then go for a little Aqua Jet chip damage, or somehow Swords Dance into Aqua Jet. You know, if you can get 1 or 2 Swords Dance, you can somewhat become a very powerful Pokemon that now, you know, you just set up Stealth Rock, you went for Swords Dance, and you just did an Aqua Jet for half your opponent's health. I'd say that's worth it in my opinion. So overall, you can wall out pretty well, or I just really like this idea. And then there's also just supporting with Swift Swim for doubles or singles. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's how you use Kabutops. Welcome back, Wolfpack. Vrolos here, and this is how to use Cherrim. So Cherrim is a Pokemon with okay stats, that it doesn't bring too much craziness. 70s on the defenses and hit points, 87 as its highest stat with special attack, and then 85 with its speed. I feel that if anything was a bit different, it might be a lot better. That if it was tankier, that you have a lot more sustain options, even as a grass-type Pokemon. With a higher attack, or a higher special attack, it means that you become that bulk attacker that can kind of survive a bit more, that you expect to take a hit, dish your harder hit back, take a hit, dish your harder hit back. But Cherrim kind of falls short on all of that, and even if it had like 105 speed, got to a better speed tier, like 110, 115, there would be something to use with it, because in this case we have to boost both, that we have to boost its offenses and its speed, instead of just boosting one or the other, and that's where things get difficult. Its typing. It's a pure grass type, so that means 5 weaknesses, which means it doesn't want to be a tank anyways. It can't really survive hits, and it doesn't have the speed to really become a glass cannon sweeper that's expecting to take supers. So it's just going to kind of sit there, eat hits, and not have too many options to do from there. It does have its standard grass resistances, but that's not too much in the end. Hopping into Pokemon Showdown, Cherrim is going to be interesting to use in singles. At most of its power is going to be in doubles, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But for singles, your main thing is going to be Healing Wish. So Healing Wish, user faints and the replacement is fully healed, which means status is gone, and you're back at full hit points. So if you're doing that to a Mega Pokemon, your main sweeper, the Pokemon you want you winning the game, even a sturdy Pokemon to a degree, it's going to be able to reactivate the sturdy and stuff. It can do some shenanigans. So like one of the general cases with Cherrim is you slap a Life Orb on it. I like the tanky investment because with that 85 speed, you're not really going to outspeed too much, so you might as well not expect it 4 points into it afterwards. And then you just take that hit, use Giga Drain, Life Orb is going to boost that damage, so with the stab and everything, you're going to heal enough back to where maybe you can take a second or a third hit, and depending on how many hits you take, then you just go Healing Wish. So now you're getting a little bit of damage, and then you're making it to where your strongest Pokemon on your team is getting that second win. That if it was paralyzed, if it was status, now it's coming back ready to just do some serious damage, can pick off the Pokemon that you just Giga Drain, and then maybe it can just kind of snowball the game from there. Super best case scenario is Cherrim, maybe just, it's a 3-hit KO, and then it can convert. So it uses Giga Drain, somehow that knocks out the opponent's Pokemon, it's a tankier Pokemon, something like that. Then you can still survive, use Healing Wish, and that could be awesome. Which is also why you might want to consider some speed investment. So with this, that's when you go timid. You play the other side of it, that you outspeed and you just go for super effective hits. Dazzling Gleam, nice bit of coverage. Hidden Power Fire, nice bit of coverage. So you go for like Dazzling Gleam, Giga Drain, and then if you're outspeeding your opponent still, that's going to give you that option to where I can either go for the KO if they bring a slower Pokemon, that just lets me get a free Healing Wish. So you can take the options from there. Other than that, I was looking at Bulbapedia. I like hopping over here now to just kind of show some other movesets. Now here's the thing about Grass-type Pokemon. A lot of weakness, so you don't have too many opportunities to set up. It gets access to Flower Shield, so it can boost its defense. But it doesn't get Calm Mind. Like, Calm Mind Flower Shield would be pretty cool because this Pokemon also has a lot of sustain. That you get Synthesis, that you have Morning Sun. So with Giga Drain, Leech Seed, you can become a really sustaining Pokemon, but the stats really aren't there to back it up with that lack of tankiness and the huge super effective hits. So let's just go and look at doubles. Now Cherrim's really cool. It can actually either be a support Pokemon, or it can be the star sweeping Pokemon, depending on how you want to run it because of that Flower Gift. So its ability is Flower Gift. If Sunny Day is active, its allies and Cherrim itself gain attack and special defense. So that's just going to be pretty boosting, and my thought is you bring in Charizard Y. Charizard Y means that you're going to bring Sun. You can use it as a pseudo support sweeper. That first turn, it just goes Tailwind. That way you're getting a lot of speed boosting. Charizard Y, you can invest hit point tankiness with Modest in this way. That if you're going for pure Tailwind, it doesn't matter that you have speed investment. You're expecting to take hits anyway that turn. You're not really doing too much. Cherrim's not going to support you with damage. So you're just expecting, like, as long as you're not eating a Rock Slide or an Ancient Power or something on those lines, the Flower Gift is going to boost your special defense more, so you're safe from Thunderbolts and Electric type attacks. It's going to be a good deal all around. So Tailwind setup, you get boosted. Cherrim's speed gets covered up because now everything's going, and you can invest hit points because of that speed boosting. So then Cherrim goes for Growth. Now Growth and Sunlight boost your attack and special attack by 2 stages each, and it stacks with the Flower Gift. So you're getting 50%, so free choice band. Growth is doubling all that with your attack, so then you're coming in as a very fast Pokemon because of the Tailwind. Charizard throws down Heat Wave, gets a lot of damage, and then you can use Petal Blizzard. Petal Blizzard hits all Pokemon on the field, so fortunately since Charizard's a Fire-type Pokemon, gets to resist that damage, and then you're trying to blow up your opponents. Between Petal Blizzard hitting both opponents, and also Heat Wave, that's going to be very high chance KO. Also, Weather Ball, power doubles, and type changes. You get a Fire-type attack in Sun with double power, with Growth boosting your special attack. That's going to be kind of insane, which is why I want the Naughty nature. Since we're getting our special defense boost from the Flower Gift, dropping that for the Naughty boost doesn't really matter too much, and then we just go max attack, max speed, getting as much outspeeds as possible, or we can maybe even mix it up, a little bit of special attack, round out that Weather Ball, use Weather Ball to score KOs, and then Charizard just to kind of do whatever. Air Slash is going to be good stab, so you can maybe lock down one opponent, finish off the other with Weather Ball, just go for Heat Wave, go for Petal Blizzard, and that's cool. Or we can have Cherrim be the support Pokemon. That with this, you invest a little tankier. That we've seen with Pachirisu, that if we invest hit point bulk, we can actually get a surprising amount out of this. And with Flower Gift, our special defense is getting boosted, defense is being maxed, and with a Citrus Berry, going to be pretty hard to knock us out. Also, Synthesis, going to heal a super duper boosted amount of hit points in the sunlight, and that's why we have Cherrim bringing Sunny Day. So, lead Cherrim, use Sunny Day, and this time it's Mega Charizard X. Mega Charizard X is probably going to get some of the best boosting from that Flower Gift because of the way that it's set up. It has more defensive bulk than special defense bulk, and it's a physical attacking Pokemon. This is going to let us max out its speed, max out its hit points. It's gaining attack. It uses Dragon Dance, even more attack. Tough Claws, even more damage, and then Fire Punch, Dragon Claw. Since we're in doubles, you can run Brick Break if they're trying to screen or do some kind of cheese like that. You can break through it, but then Charizard has all sorts of coverage. You get Rock Slide, that way you can just ruin any kind of Talonflame's day. You have all sorts of things, Crunch for the Aegislash, you have Earthquake. Earthquake's going to hit all Pokemon, Cherrim's going to resist it. So I mean, you can just kind of do whatever with that last move, whatever you feel your team needs. And Cherrim's also going to be pretty good off as well, because it can use Petal Blizzard. Petal Blizzard, Charizard's going to 4 times resist that. It doesn't care, it's just going to be a little chip damage onto both opponents, and then you're just kind of bringing that in, and you have Heal Pulse. So if Charizard takes a lot of damage, Heal Pulse Charizard. You take a lot of damage, Synthesis yourself up. You're pretty much setting the Sunny Day and then doing whatever. Last move doesn't even have to be Petal Blizzard either. That you can maybe even go with Leaf Seed. That way you're sustaining up even more, and you can just kind of get the damage that way. So Cherrim can be the support in doubles for the Sun, or it can be a secondary sweeper in the Sun. In singles, it can also have its own little forms of setup that might pay out in the end. So if you guys enjoyed this video, that's how you use Cherrim, and I hope you all have a nice day.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah, just like that breakfast burrito.
There isn't too much hot sauce, is there? I have a sensitive palate.
I actually like hot sauce.
How about guacamole?
I don't really know what we're talking about anymore.
Burritos.
Insurance.
Get more with Geico.
What's up, Mad fans? We're bringing you today the strongest wheel cleaner on the market. And that is our Mad Acid. We are demonstrating on some aluminum rims. This is not recommended for aluminum surfaces unless...
Welcome back.